Hello! I am so glad you're here for a story from the Big Picture Story Bible. Remember, this book shows us how the Bible is all one story. It's the story of how much God loves us, that He loves us so much He sent His Son to be our rescuer. So, I want you to get your book, get it ready so you can follow along, and then at the end of the story that you hear today, you're going to have a fun activity that you can do at home.
Part 15, God's New People Are Called. 30 years passed, and Jesus grew from a baby into a man. 30 years passed, and the world still had not heard the message the angels had sung to the shepherds. 30 years passed, and so far, no one had become a follower of Jesus. Do you know how God told people they should follow His Son? God didn't use angels this time. Instead, God used a man. This man was already teaching people about God's kingdom. This man lived in the desert, and his name was John. John did not dress like most of God's people. John did not eat like most of God's people. John did not speak like most of God's people. But that did not keep God's people from coming out to the desert to listen to John. John was baptizing people to get them ready for the coming kingdom of God. People came from the hills and valleys. They came from big cities and small towns. In fact, so many people came that some began to wonder, could John be the prophet sent to rescue us? Could John be the one to give us back God's place? Could John be the king who will bless all the people of the earth? John told them, "No, I am not the promised one, but I am preparing the way for the king." And then, one day, when John was baptizing people in the river, Jesus came to him and asked to be baptized. When John baptized Jesus, a dove flew down and rested on Jesus. A loud voice came from heaven, "You are my beloved Son. With you I am well pleased." John told the people that Jesus was God's promised king. He told them to follow Jesus because Jesus could take away their sin. People began to listen to Jesus preach about the kingdom of God. And to some, He said, "Follow me." Jesus chose 12 followers to be His special disciples. Do you remember Jacob's 12 sons? Well, Jesus was beginning to call out a new people for God.
Today, you read about how God's people are called. And we read about John the Baptist, who prepared the way for Jesus, but he was not God's chosen one or God's son that came. It was Jesus. And then Jesus got baptized, and God sent down a dove from heaven. And then after that, Jesus chose 12 men to be his followers and his special disciples, to learn from him and then eventually tell others about him. So today we are going to practice counting to 12. Can you count to 12? Let's see. I am going to get 12 of the little people that we have around our house. So you can get action figures, you can get Barbies, you can get Lego people, any type of people you want. But how many do you have to have? 12, because we are going to count to 12. So let's practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one more makes 12. I have 12 people here, just like Jesus had 12 disciples. So now I want you to go find 12 of your people in your house. 12 baby dolls, 12 Barbie dolls, 12 action figures, 12 Lego people, anything you can find, and count to 12. Have fun! Know that the Lord, He is God. It is He who made us, and we are His. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Psalm 103.